everyone, my name is Simon Mishevich from Optimize Accountants. In this video we're going to be talking about stamp duty when you have a property, it's your second property, or you have a buy-to-let property, whether that's in your personal name or indeed a limited company. And you've been asking lots of questions about this, so I'm going to answer that all those in this video. So how much is stamp duty in 2024 in the United Kingdom or the UK? Simply put, you do not have to pay capital gains, stamp duty even, stamp duty land tax until your property price is above £250,000. This is the normal banded rate. There are different rates that we need to talk about, but this is the banded rate. So there's a 0% stamp duty land tax for properties up to £250,000. When you're in excess of £250,000 to £925,000, then you pay 5% stamp duty. And then you pay 10% when you go above £925,000 to £1.5 million. And then anything in excess of £1.5 million, you pay 12% stamp duty. And stamp duty land tax is a banded rate for residential property. And that's what we're looking at here. So we do need to be mindful that there are other stamp duty land tax rates as well that will apply. So what are the additional rates for second homes? And this is the point. So whether you have a home already and you're buying another home to use just for yourselves, that is called a second home. If you are having a buy-to-let property and you already have a property, that is also considered a second home. And the final scenario is if you have a UK limited company and you wish to buy a buy-to-let property inside of it, then you will still have to pay this additional rate of stamp duty. And this is the 3% rate. So this is 3% on anything above £40,000. Well, who's kidding? Because most properties will be above £40,000, right? So it's 3% on the total value. It's not banded in any way. It's just a 3% flat charge against the property value. So a property with £300,000 will have an SDLT charge of £9,000. A property of £100,000, you guessed it, will have a charge of £3,000. That SDLT, high rate, additional allowance, whatever you might call it, is in addition to the rates that we talked about here, the banded rates. Who is exempt from stamp duty? And this is a great question actually, because anyone that's making a gift, so you might be thinking about inheritance tax planning, whereby you gift a property to your siblings, your children or your grandchildren, whoever it might be. And because it's a gift, you do not pay stamp duty on gifts. The only time you pay stamp duty actually is when you have a cash consideration. Cash consideration could be, hey, I'm paying you for that in terms of monetary, or I'm taking over your mortgage. So that's a real key thing there. If you have couples that gift property to each other, by the way, using deed of trust to be tax efficient on their income self-assessment tax return for rental properties, that too will avoid stamp duty. Final point is when couples divorce, there is going to be an exchange of property. Hey, you have this property, I have this property. When you're exchanging on a divorce case within a good period of time, then there is no stamp duty land tax issues with that at all. What is stamp duty surcharge for non-UK residents? And we've covered off the stamp duty banded rate. We've also covered off the 3% charge. Now we've got to consider this additional rate, which is 2%. So if you're a foreigner, non-UK tax resident, then you will have to pay this third rate of stamp duty, which is the 2%. The 2% rate is charged again on the full value of the property. So it's not a banded rate, it's no exemptions, it's just a flat 2%. So basically £200,000 property, you'll be paying an additional £4,000 stamp duty land tax. And again, don't forget, that is in addition to the 3% plus the banded rate of stamp duty. So you'd have to add up all three of those in order to work it out. Interesting enough, use that QR code on the right hand side because there will be a stamp duty land tax calculator for you to use.